Assalamu alaikum. This is Ajaz Ali on the Law Clinic on Ramadan Radio, Wolverhampton. Welcome to another hour of the legal show. So last week we had a guest on for a specialist in tax. There was quite an informative show. I myself took away quite a few nuggets from there. I believe we should have another special guest on in our next week's show. We should be talking about franchises and the law and franchises and how businesses have set up franchises, how they have bought franchises, etc., and how it's working for them. Now, we're live on Radio Ramadan on 87.8 FM as well as on Facebook. If anyone wants to call in with any questions, any legal questions, I'm happy to answer anything which is within my remit. The number to call is 01902 972 150. And the WhatsApp for any messages that you want to send across is 07440 420 432. Just bear with me 1 second. I have a call. Hello. Walaikum salam. Am I not? I've logged in, yes. I have logged in. Yeah, I'm on the restream. I can see myself on there. I can see myself. Oh, okay. I've got the timer going. Okay, that's fine. I am signed in. It says I'm signed in, so okay. Cal's just messaged me that I'm not signed in, but I am signed in. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Right, okay, so we seem to be having some login issues. Let's try that again. Connected. I should be sorry about this. I had a message to say that I'm not going out live on the radio for some reason. Some technical issue, I guess. We'll have to. Right, we'll have to see what we can do. See if I can get someone here to sort it out. By the looks of things, it does. Good job. I don't have a broadcaster. That's logged in. Login upgrade. No, that's right, guys. As I was saying, so last week we had a tax specialist on, and this week I wanted to leave it to and do a show where we can ask questions. So people could come on and ask me questions, whether it's by WhatsApp message or whether it's by on telephone or by TikTok. I'm also live on TikTok at the moment. If anyone has any legal questions, other than crime, I don't deal with crime. But other than crime, I can answer most basic questions to a certain degree to help people along. Obviously, giving advice is different to giving information. Um, so as I said, I'm happy to answer any legal questions that you may have. So in the interim, we can talk about one second. In the interim, we can talk about employment rights, etc. So there's a lot of employment law issues at the moment. It's that has brought employment law to the forefront. There's a lot of changes, I should say, not issues. There's a lot of changes that are coming into play. Some, as far, some maybe for the benefit of the workers, as in the staff in places. Some for the employer. Now, one of the things which has struck my eye is right of flexible working. Now, since April 2024, the employees can request flexible working arrangements from day one of their job. This includes options like working from home, compressed hours, and part-time schedules. So that is right. Okay, broadcaster. Sorry, guys. This is taking a bit of a. Yeah, this is taking a bit of a toll on the show. So for some reason, I'm not connected to one of the things I should be connected into. Disconnected. No live events. How can it be disconnected when I'm signed in? Oh, technology. That's the other thing in law. Technology. Law and technology. Now, technology is definitely changing the way people in the law work. Definitely having an effect on it. Now, people using technology. I have used technology myself to draft documents, draft letters. By technology, I mean the likes of AI. So AI is integrating into the law considerably. Our case management systems have AI. Um, so I believe will impact the law quite a bit. It'll impact a lot of jobs actually. Maybe some of the lower jobs will be taken by AI, but in order for AI to do its job, pardon the pun, people need to input data into the AI. So instead of a administrator learning to write a letter, I suppose an administrator would need to learn to how to input the right data into the AI device, i.e., the chat GPTs and what have you. As I said, there's that many out there now, and every type of business has an AI link to it, um, at least in the service industry. Um, so so everyone has that. So you'd have to learn how to operate AI. So that's a discussion in itself. Um, do we feel that is AI taking over our jobs? Do we feel AI will take over a lot of the jobs? So if AI takes over the jobs, what will the people be doing? Um, so that's a hi all. So that's a topic for another discussion. Um, who feels that AI is a threat? Can AI be used incorrectly? Can AI be used to create harm? Answer to that, maybe. As far as I'm concerned, maybe AI can be used, for fraud. For nowadays, there's a lot of AI where they're making videos of people saying something which then is not the actual person, but with AI it's created that same image, it's created that person even moving their lips, etc., saying certain words which maybe otherwise they wouldn't have. So yeah, AI can be used in for positively and negatively. Right. Sorry, I'm a bit lost because of the my radio not being operational. So, um, I know we're still live on Facebook, we're still live on TikTok, etc. If anyone does have any questions, please feel free to message me on the WhatsApp on 07440420432, or call the studio on 01902 972 150. It'd be great to take any questions. Um, Now, there's other updates. Now, there's been a lot of people asking me. Oh, now sign in. That's better. No, that's not. Sorry, guys, bear with me. Right. I believe we are now live on the radio as well. Thank God. So that's taken a while to work out. Apologies for coming on so late on to the radio listeners. Um, I was having issues with the broadcaster. I'd blame the IT, but I'm sure the powers above will blame me for not logging in properly. But nevertheless, we're online now and we're ready to take any calls, any messages that you may have. As I mentioned a bit earlier to those who are on live on Facebook and on TikTok, I'm happy to take any calls or any messages or any questions in relation to any area of law other than crime. Um, I wouldn't say that I know much about crime, but everything else, I'm happy to answer any question that you may have. Clearly, I can't give proper advice, but I can guide you in the right direction. Advice, you'd need a lot more time than a few minutes on the radio or a few minutes on live. So the number to call is 01902 972 150. WhatsApp messages on 07440 420 432. And I look forward to hearing from anyone that has any questions. Um, right, okay, and I've had the go ahead to say that I am live now on the radio, so that's good. Um, right, so as I was saying, AI can be used in many areas. I mean, I was talking to the presenter just before me and their guest Nadeem, and obviously, is it Manan? I was talking to them as before they left, and we were talking about AI. I mentioned, ChatGPT, and they each mentioned that they have used it, and in if used in the correct manner, it's a great tool. I was speaking to my guest last week, and he too agreed that it was a great tool. And he, in fact, says he uses it on a daily basis. Um, so, yes, it is a great tool to use in the right manner, but also can be misused. And if misused, then can create harm. I'm sure that's not the reason that it was introduced or created, but it whatever has a positive effect may also have a negative effect, I suppose. So anyhow, there's recently I've been asked. In fact, earlier on today, I was asked. I had received a call from a client of mine, and he asked me a very basic question. To be fair, the question was on immigration law. What he asked was, is the for a spouse visa, is the income threshold 29,000 or is it more than that? Now, someone had told him it was 29,600. I don't know where they got that information from, but I'm assuming I'm assuming they've mixed up the old rule of the 18,600 and then the 29,000 and added the 600 from that to this and the 29,600. Now others have also said, oh, they've seen on TikTok. Now TikTok seems to be the go-to place nowadays for legal advice. This is I'm not sure why, but there seems to be a lot of people going on there, and there's a lot of videos being made with incorrect information. So someone was saying on there that the threshold is going up. The scaremongering, a lot of scaremongering going on there. So that the threshold's going up to 38, 700, etc. Yes, maybe, but not yet. Not yet. There were plans, when this was introduced, when the 29,000 was introduced, there were plans to raise it by 2025. But that was the old government. So now we obviously we've got the Labour government. They will obviously put their stamp on things themselves as well. But that 38,000 etc. Is not the law, not as yet, at least. Now, one of my someone on Facebook, sorry, on TikTok has now asked me to speak Urdu. I'm happy to speak Urdu, Jay, but tell me, do you understand it? So, if you do, then I'm happy to converse with you. I'll bring you on if you wish. Um, so then, so even when in 2024 the 29,000 came in, that has had a huge effect on a lot of families. Now, it's a huge jump from requiring 18,600 to 29,000. That's incredible that the government thought that such a huge jump was a necessary, b um, people would be able to satisfy. I'm assuming the reason they've done it and the reason behind it would be because they again trying to control immigration, so controlling the number of people coming in. Um, Now, majority that I've seen, I mean, I've been practicing law for just under 20 years now. So the majority that I've seen that come in on the basis of say marriage, etc. They've not no intention of coming here and claiming benefits. They want to earn money, earn money, and create a life for themselves with their spouses. Anyway, we'll continue this after the break. We have a break coming up. Right, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back after the break. My name is Ajaz Ali. I'm here with the Legal Clinic on Ramadan Radio Wolverhampton. We're live on Radio FM 87.8 and also on Facebook. Uh, I say we're live on Facebook. Let me transition. Right, I've just transitioned. So, yeah, we're back live on Facebook as well. We're also live on TikTok today, and I've got a couple of guests on there. Um, although it's meant to be a legal show, I'm not entirely sure what we'll be discussing. We're, we're talking about a tea here on TikTok by the looks of things. So, um, yeah, I'll as I said, whilst in the break, I had a couple of guests come on. Ramadan and food and drink. We had an event, iftari event at Bilal Mosque earlier on in the week. In fact, on Saturday, which unbelievable turnout. I think in excess of 200 people, which did not expect. But yeah, alhamdulillah, it went well. And so yeah, we were just talking about that event. So anyhow, so I was talking about immigration law, and I was talking about the fact that in recent times the law is changing, has changed, and is constantly changing. Obviously, every party that comes in, they want to put their stamp on it. Every party that comes in feels that they know how to deal with immigration law better, or any type of law and any type of policies. They feel that they need to amend them to a way that they feel is a better way. Now, I could ask my guests who are on live on TikTok. We're speaking Patwari there. If I think I don't mind switching to Patwari. Acha, so I'll I'll bring them onto the radio as well. Assalamu alaikum. Can अच्छा कोई मैं बाना सा पिया इत्थै कि रेडियो पर कि असां वैसे तो लो शो होनी चाहिए लेकिन असां लो की छोड़ी तो असां होना गल्लां पिच्छे लेई पे आं तुसां हुन लाइव हो तुसां रेडियो पर हुन लाइव हो तुसां स्पीकर लगा इत्थै ठीक है हाँ सो या कोई क्या क्या ख्याल है कानून कोई बदलिया कोई या चंगे ते बदलिया कि माड़े ते बदलिया ਇਹ ਵੀ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਫੀਸਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਨਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋ ਕਿ ਕਾਫੀ ਕਾਉਂਸਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਆਈਆਂ ਇਹ ਬੈਂਕਰਪਟ ਹੋਣੀਆਂ ਪਈਆਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪੈਸੇ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਕਮਾਣੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਅਗਰ ਬੈਂਕਰਪਟ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਸੋ ਤੁਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਲੇ ਕਾਉਂਸਲ ਟੈਕਸ ਵੀ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾ ਸਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਘੱਟ ਕਰਨ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਹੋਰ ਵਧਾਣੇ ਪਏ ਦੇਖੋ ਜਨਰਲੀ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਹੁਣ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਟੈਕਸ ਵੀ ਵਧਸੀ ਅਸਾਂ ਐਮਪਲੋਇਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਐਮਪਲੋਇਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਟੈਕਸ ਵੀ ਵਧਸੀ ਸੋ ਟੈਕਸ ਸਾਰੇ ਬਦ ਸਨ ਤਾਂ ਫੀਸਾਂ ਨਾ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਯੂਜ਼ ਟੂ ਹੀ ਜਾਣੇ ਘੱਟ ਕੁਛ ਕਰਨੇ ਫਿਰ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਘੱਟ ਕਰਨੇ ਪਰ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਏ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹਾਈ ਅਪ ਹੈ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਤਨਖਾਹੀਆਂ ਆਈਆਂ ਸੋ ਉਹ या अगले महीने तो तुसां गैस बिजली बदलना पे सारा कुछ बदलना पाया obviously life is getting tougher for the common man so जेह्ड़े आम बंदे तुसां मैं लास्ट वीक गया आं गड्डी माड़ी इक गड्डी है मैं चलो वी बाई नहीं कार आह्ले कोल पुच्छां उ'नें इक दो खराबियां मैं सट्टी चांस ते उत्थै गया ओह् आना कि इस हफ्ते वीकेंड में पता नहीं कितनियां हियां 60 गड्डियां किन्नी रेहा आं तो माड़े खलते खलते 3 और बंदे भी आए थे सर, राइट। सो वो क्या करने पे कास्ट लिविंग ज़्यादा ही है, जिन्होंने को 2 गड्डियाँ हैं, कई बंदे एक गड्डी आने पे करिए घट करिए, आमदन को नहीं, आमदन घट है, खर्चे ज़्यादा है। सो कट बैक करना पैना, हर बंदे की कट बैक करना पैना। सो इट्स नॉट यू नो हर बंदा तो तो नहीं ना कि यू नो रोज रोज नवी जाई महफल। कोई गरीब कई गरीब असां वाले भी है ना।
तो साहब जो गरीब होए ना सर रोला ही है मलक जी।
हाँ जी
ए मलक जी ये क्या बाणे पे इम्तियाज करता।
हाँ इम्तियाज अल्लाह अल्लाह। अच्छा सो
मैं क्या आने जे असा गरीब है सर रोला
आजकल तो केड़ा नहीं गरीब।
हां जी
मैं आजकल केड़ा नहीं गरीब, आजकल तो सारे गरीब है ना। आजकल तो यू नो कास्ट लिविंग ज़्यादा ही है और कोई भाई हो
शमस जी दा चाचा फ्याज अच्छो ना पर कोई इमिग्रेशन ने सवाल करो ना निका अपना वकील बैठा इजाज बदरिया
राइट ओके
निकाल तो चाहो ना
काला चाहिए इना इनवाइट किते हुए। अच्छा सो
चलो ठीक है मलक जी इंशाल्लाह शामी मुलाकात होसी। ओके जी इंशाल्लाह अच्छा करता।
ओके अल्लाह हाफिज।
हां चाचा का वालेकुम सलाम जी मलक जी क्या हाल है। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
मैं सवाल क्या करसा मैं आ रहा सा 68 च हुन मैं क्या करसा आने को सही दे वापस वापस किस तरह जाए भेजो हां पासान वापस उन्हें की भेजना जहाज है बाले छोड़ा आप चले जा हां
ये भी गल सही है।
गया तो को टायर टायर सलामत होए थे
हाँ यार ज्यादा नहीं टायर्ड। हाँ ये भी टॉपिक गल करने वाला कि पाकिस्तान एयरलाइन ने टायरा ने क्या हिसाब किताब आ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਲਾ ਜਿਸ ਇੱਥੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਹੋਣੇ ਨਾ ਪਾਰਟ ਵੋਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਪਾਰਟ ਵੋਨ ਕਿੱਦੇ ਹੋਸਣ
ਆਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਾ ਦੀ ਕੋੜੇ ਨੇ ਰੱਖਾ ਚਾੜਿਆ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਹ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਮੁੜ ਚ ਲਵਾਈ ਕਿਨੇ
ਸਹੀ ਕੇ
ਹਾਂ रमजान रेडियो नंबर 1 उलम टन्ना जी इसने पर लाइव
जी तुम रेडियो पर लाइव हो जनाब।
भाई समझ क्या हाल भाई सलाम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आए बेटा बता तो कोलो
जी सर एनीवे अच्छा इमिग्रेशन ना बाना सा पिया इमिग्रेशन ने मैं कई बंदे अजकल माइकलो अज कुछ पूछा जी कि जी है इनकम थ्रैशोल्ड स्पाउस शाउस बुलाने अज ही माइकलो पूछना वधी गई टिकटॉक पर साके वधी गई टिकटॉक पर पता नहीं कुथा लभी जाना ने कि वधी गई उतनी है 29,000 ही हाल है बट कई बंदे में वीडियो बनाई उन्हें कि हाँ जी वधी गई पता नहीं कुथू इन्फॉर्मेशन कि लोने बंदे की बेवकूफ़ बनाने पे नहीं पर वो दूई गल है कि करना सा ना पुरानी गवर्नमेंट जी सी उन्हें 38 तक इरादा सा करने ना वो इन्हों तो हाले को नहीं किया पता नहीं किस याद नहीं रही ने कि क्या है क्योंकि ये भी अजकल घट को नहीं करने ना पे ये भी आने के इमिग्रेंट हाँ हाँ ये भी इन्होंने मर्जी है कि इमिग्रेशन घट है। अज मैं नाल दूआ तकना सा पिया कंजरवेटिव ना एक कॉन्फ्रेंस था ना तो उत्थे भी गया सा MP तो लोकल किंग्सफोर्ड ना MP वो लिखा वा कि इमिग्रेशन कंट्रोल करने ने तरीके बड़े यू नो पता नहीं कुथू लोने नवे नवे तरीके बट ये आने पे कि बंदे घट करो।
असल कहानी है ना जे अगा जाने से बाहर अगा पीछे लुटियां ने से
जी
बाहर जा नहीं सकना कोई लुटने वास्ते जो इतने थे उन्हें लुटने भी
नहीं तुसां चाचा तुसां कीता सा इम्तियाज़ ना उन्हें ना कीता सा इम्तियाज़ मायना बाना सा पिया उस रोज़ वो गल सही कीती थी आना कि इन्हां दी मर्जी है कि जेह्ड़ा अपर क्लास ते मिडल क्लास जाना उसने तो फर्क थया आ पर मिडल क्लास ते लोअर क्लास च फर्क कोई नहीं रहा सा एह् हून लोअर क्लास नवीं बनाने पे कि जेह्ड़े मिडल क्लास उन्हें थल्लै करो वापस लो क्लास बनाओ उ'नें ते वाकई एह् होना पिया वाकई होना पिया और कोई भाई आए ने
भट्ट जी आ रहे भट्ट जी सलाम अलैकुम वालेकुम सलाम जी चाचा क्या हाल है ठीक हो मलिक अशफाक साहब अजाज अली साहब शमस तबरेज साहब बिस्मिल्लाह सारे सलाम अलैकुम जी
वालेकुम सलाम
वालेकुम सलाम
अच्छा क्या हाल है जनाब ठीक हो
कोई गल ठीक है
अच्छा तो हूँ दुआ मैं गल करना था पिया भाई जी तो कोना मारियां पिच्छा मारी नमाज होनी पी दूए कमरे च अच्छा बाने से भाई कि इमिग्रेशन ना तो चलो एक गल है कि फिर अग्गें स्टूडेंटां ना भी हूँ तक चंगे रोले पे वे ना जेह्ड़े स्टूडेंट आए से नाल दुए जेह्ड़े आए वे परमिटां पर इन्हां ने भी तो सारेयां ने मसले पे वे केईं जिन्हां ने परमिट आह्ले रुके वे ते उसकी वजह तो सारे इलीगली हूँ फिर सन इत्थै पैसा तो खाई गए पैसा तो जिन्ना किन्नी आंदे ने तो खाई गए तो हूँ तो परमिट सारे खत्म होने पे तो स्पैशली वो जेह्ड़े केयर आह्ले से तो इत्थै हूँ बुआ बंदा जेह्ड़ा सैटरडे जेह्ड़े आए से उत्थै चाचा तक्के केईं उन्हां चों ही होसन इफ्तारी पर तो कई स्टूडेंट से नवे नवे बूह से उत्थै स्टूडेंट से या जै जो भी से हर पासा इ'यै स्हाब आ हर टाउन च हून कट्ठे होए वे कम्म कोनी ने बेह्ले फिरने पे पिच्छा जाने जो भी पैसे कोनी ने उत्थै उधार बी केइयां चाहिदा आए ना ते ओह् पिच्छा जाई पिछले ने बुरा हाल होना जिन्हां कोल उधार के दान है हून केइयां जमीनां बेचियां केइयां नाल में गल्ल कीती है जी मारे वालद जमीन बेची सी या बिजनेस बेची एक उन्हें बिजनेस बेची ने मैं हूँ क्या करना है कुछ नहीं मैं उत्थों कुछ आमदन तो थी सी ना हूँ तो ना तारे को ना उन्होंने को
इब्रार जी वेलकम अच्छो कुदर गए चले हो अच्छो अच्छा चलो जी जिस बंदे जेड़ी किस्मत नसीब में लिखा
वो आने दाने दाने पे लिखा होता है खाने वाले का नाम
जे उस अल्लाह ताला उन्होंने को बेहतरी था सोची भी था ज़ाहिर को बेहतर हो जैसी ने आस्ते ट्राई हर मुश्किल ने बाद
पर इस मुल्क में जिसला डिप्रेशन ही है ना हर दूए बंदे की डिप्रेशन आई था
डिप्रेशन भाई जी असा तो वास्ते है ना
हां
मुल्क है रहने उनकी डिप्रेशन तो कोई ना जिसले वो ऐसा नहीं था सारे नाल हां तो फिर उन्हें पता भी ना क्या होना डिप्रेशन जिला गाय जाने जाने हां हुन असा कल्ले डिप्रेशन ही कैसे रही है अच्छा
इसका मतलब है तुम चाहते हो कि अच्छा तो उन्हें की हुआ है
हां
इकट्ठे हां
समझ ले ना इंग्लैंड कैस की आने
हां खूब जमेगी जब मिल बैठेंगे दीवाने दो सही गल की तुसां वैसे
वालेकुम सलाम बढ़िया कोनी आज कोनी जी मार साहब अल्लाह रोजा खोले खुला नहीं तुम साहब अल्लाह ना करे यार जुल ना करे ये हमारा रोजा खोल खुला बड़े ध्यान पूरा नजर आए ओ सर जी बस रोजे पता है शेड्यूल जरा बिजी होना ना हां बिल्कुल बाद नमाज पढ़ी जाओ तो असले अचने घर दिल कर रहा होना अगर 2-4 मिनट लम्बे पे चंगा ही आ हाँ तो फिर तरावियां पढ़ी तो चलो पता है टाइम ही नहीं होना हाँ बिल्कुल ही है
अच्छा
2-4 घंटे की नींद करनी पड़ी तो हम तो लाइव शेयर की थी मैं चलो तकिया तो अपने ही जने सारे
लाइव शेयर की थी मैं आज वैसे तो हमारा शो होना चाहिए था कानून ना मैं लगा है मैं इधर
सब निकाह पत्री या ना इजाज वकील है ना रेडियो लाइव हो रहा माशाल्लाह
right guys I was talking to these guys in relation to what the current situation is in the country. You know, there's a lot of people going through hardship here. A lot of people going through that have a lot of people who are going through hardship anyway. But there's others who have arrived to the country on work permits, etc. Then lost the companies that they came with. They've lost their permits. They've lost their licenses. And after losing licenses, these people are now jobless. You know, they spent a lot of money to get over here. Now don't even have the funds to eat. So it's actually having quite an impact on people's lives. Now, the other thing, which is having when the country goes through depression, when the country goes through recession, one of the things that gets affected is families. Now, the families that get affected, they sometimes go through domestic abuse. You know, if the husband is out there working and the wife isn't, etc. He comes home and is not happy, and maybe takes the life's pressures out on the wife, etc. So there's a lot of that on the rise. I'm not saying that domestic abuse is just from the man, but it can be from the female as well. I I came across one matter earlier on this week where both parties have actually accused the other of domestic violence. Um, in the end, the husband's given up and said, "Look, I'm not, I just want to move on. I'm not that bothered. I'm not that bothered. I just want to move on. No, I want I want contact with my children, but other than that, I'm not too fussed. Um, if you want to, she applied for a non-molestation order. Now, what also happens quite often when it comes to non-molestation orders is that the people go to see solicitors, especially legal aid solicitors, and say, "Look, I want to apply for divorce, this, that, the other. Can I get legal aid because I'm not working, etc." Legal aid is not available to people normally now. Years ago it was, but now it's not. Now, because it's not, the only way of having access to legal aid is via if you have been subject to domestic abuse. So these people, or maybe it's a solicitor suggesting, I'm not sure. The solicitor might be asking, "Oh, well, have you been subject to domestic abuse?" And these people then end up applying for non-molestation orders, whether prompted to or not. I can't say, but sometimes it does seem that way. Um, so they're using that. Sometimes I suppose it could have been used as a tool to then get legal aid, to then get a solicitor to fight your case in relation to your children, in relation to finances, in relation to the divorce, etc. So that's has quite an impact on the opposing party, because they don't have the luxury of legal aid, and maybe they're not in a position to afford a representative, and therefore sometimes think, "You know what, I'm just going to give up." So it's a no-win situation for them sometimes, and that too puts people into, you know depression. They they feel that they've not been treated well. They've not been treated right by their spouse, and B by the courts and by the justice system. Um, and sometimes they're right. The justice system is there to serve and put things right, but is it always right? That's a matter of opinion. Not you can't get something right every time. So you know, it is having an effect on people. Now, on the same thing, there's victim. I know the victims of domestic violence who are living in fear, and they don't go out to the. There's a lot of organizations that they can reach out to, which they don't, which they should, but they don't. So that is not right either. But there's only so much we can do to try and help those people. But it's always good to keep an eye out on for any neighbors who you feel they may be a victim of such acts. Um, and also, this if they are children in the marriage, this has a huge impact on their welfare and well-being. So it can have a lifelong impact on the welfare and the well-being and mental health of the child if he's witnessing domestic abuse, if he or she is witnessing, or don't forget they too can be victims, and any effect on their mental health is abuse in itself. So yeah, there's a lot to take in there, and there's a lot that the government needs to do to improve situations and making sure that these tools such as the normalization order and other orders are used in the correct manner and used by the people for the right reasons and not as tools to just get legal aid. Um, we we need to also look at what other areas of law that is changing. I mentioned earlier on that there's employment law rights are changing. There's flexible rights, flexible working arrangements for employees in that working from home, compressed hours, and part-time schedules, etc. There's um, again the government is trying to make it easier for people to work from home. I think COVID had quite an impact on that. So, COVID, since COVID, people started working from home. I, for one, wasn't a fan of working from home. I felt that productivity for my staff, at least, they dropped immensely. And I have been speaking to other people, other businesses, who agreed with me that soon as they could get their staff back into the office, they wanted them back in the office because productivity wasn't the same. I know we were all going through a lull, and we all wanted, you know, people to feel happy. But at the same time, businesses had to carry on. Businesses, yes, there was loans, etc., that the businesses used to try and assist them, but they needed the staff to be working as well. You can't just rely on a loan because once that runs out, what are you gonna use to pay? Anyhow, we're at the end of the show now, so inshallah we'll have a guest next week. We should be talking about franchises, and I'll try and get a guest on who has a few and see how things go. Um, and speak to you guys next week, inshallah. Have a great week and enjoy the rest of the Ramadan, and speak to you in another 7 days' time. Allah Hafiz.